Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video I'll give you my initial impressions about this Motorola Razr 50 Ultra smartphone, which is the new flippable smartphone from Motorola. So let's have a closer look at this one, and I've used it for about 3 odd days now, so I'll also give you my initial impressions. And guys, this smartphone deserves unboxing because the stuff that you get on this one is generally we simply do not get on higher end smartphone. So as you can see, this is the box, and it's a pretty big box, I would say. And yes, this does have this always on option, and by default it is switched on. You can switch it off. And the big deal about this smartphone, I'll come to it, is this outer screen, because we have seen a lot of flip phones, but the things that you can do with this outer screen, you don't have to open the phone again and again. That's the big difference, I would say, compared to other flip phones. So this is the device, and the big thing you'll notice is that it says includes Moto Buds by Bose. So yes, these are the TWS, and these are actually inside the box. So this TWS are bundled with every Moto Razr 50 Ultra sold in India. It comes inside the box. I have actually taken it out, so let me actually show you. And this is what it is, and this is some accessories we will be getting. So let me just show you. And I like that they are giving these accessories, because with generally foldables and stuff, getting external cases and stuff is difficult. So you get some paperwork, but this is the case, what do you say, that you get, protective bumper case that you get in the box, and it's actually color coded to the device. So I like that they are giving this. You don't have to hunt around to get this stuff. The phone was actually here. I've taken it out, obviously, and you get the USB Type-C cable here, and actually the Moto Buds were here inside this. So yes, it comes inside the box. And in India, guys, they are going to sell only one variant. That's the top end variant that comes with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. So that's what it is. And we do get the 68-watt charger in the box, but this phone supports fast charging up to 45 watts. So it's nice for a change to to get a lot of things inside the box. And the inclusion of a TWS is actually surprisingly good. Let me talk about this TWS. I would say I didn't have a lot of expectations with this one. I listened to it for about half an hour, and I have to say the quality of the TWS is actually good, and it does also actually have active noise cancellation. In fact, I downloaded the Motorola app. I'll show you. And it's actually a full functional TWS. You can set transparency, noise cancellation, all these things, sound tones, and etc. And it actually surprisingly sounded pretty good, and I simply can't complain considering that you get this inside the box for free. So nice move by Motorola, and I hope other high-end smartphone manufacturers, instead of just removing stuff, start adding stuff. And let me start with the first biggest thing that I've noticed on this device is that with this 50 Ultra, even with the 40, if I notice, the outer screen was actually big on the Motorola. But here, if you notice, now this is almost edge to edge, and this is actually a full 4-inch screen, and it is very, very functional. And in fact, it's not only a 4-inch screen, it's actually 1.5K in terms of screen resolution and 165 hertz. So again, they didn't skimp on anything. It's butter fluid. And just like earlier Motorola Razr devices, Motorola is allowing you to access any app over here. You can just hit this X and add any app. For example, let's say I want Amazon for some reason, and now Amazon is there, and I just click allow, and I can use the Amazon app. One thing you'll notice is that by default, this was a little bit annoying to me also. I figured it accidentally. By default, if you notice, it doesn't use this part of the screen, but I accidentally figured out if you hold this, it becomes full screen, and you can use it like this. So it's actually pretty functional. In fact, I have been using Twitter, etc. directly. If I make it full screen like this, and have replied to quite a few tweets, even Twitter, etc., we get small, text and stuff. You can easily actually do it. In fact, for multimedia also, I don't know why you'll do it, but you can watch videos, etc. also directly from this. And this is fully functional. Again, I have YouTube Premium, so that's why it's playing in the background. So you can pause it and do this. Also, you have this gesture, and you can have up to 9 panes over here, so you can customize it. So the amount of customization that they have given here on this outer screen is actually really good. And again, it's very functional. As I've told you, dialer is there. You can add your widgets and stuff. You can add up to 9 screens on this. It's super fluid, and that makes it a very different device, I would say. In fact, Motorola team in the reviews guide, it was said that this also supports this Google Gemini of course in the outer screen also. Again, by default it was like this. I just made it full screen, and this also works. For example, let's just try it's AI, so let's try a weird query. Create an image of a beach with the evening sunset. So it's going to, so I like that the functionality, it's not just limited to when you open the phone only you have the full. In fact, so again, this is Google doing the AI thing, and as you can see, it generated.
Here is an image of a beach with the evening sunset.
Okay, so actually it looks pretty cool if you notice. So this is AI just generated out of the blue. Let's say this looks okay. This actually looks pretty good. But let's say we will again we'll use the voice. Add some people to the image. Let's see if it does that. Okay, let's say certainly. But where is the image? So I think it's working in the background. Oh yeah, it takes
Certainly.
a couple.
Here it is.
So as you can see, it added a couple of pages. So yeah, so you have that complete Google Gemini in this one out of the box, and it works even on the outer screen. So one thing I noticed is that the functionality of this outer screen changed how I was using the first day. I was actually just opening up the phone every time for doing simple stuff, but now I'm noticing that most of the stuff, maybe 50-60% of the stuff, you just get a text reply, you get a WhatsApp message or something, a tweet reply or something. You can easily just do it directly from here, and that saves a lot of time. So I would say the implementation of this outer screen is the biggest USP that I have noticed on this device. Let's talk about the physical aspects of this phone. Again, this one also has that always on, and it actually looks very good because it's again POLED screen, 165 Hertz LTPO, so you don't have to worry about it. These are actually 50 megapixel. The main has OIS, and the second one is actually telephoto. When you open up the phone, this becomes like a big phone now. Let me just adjust the brightness. It is actually pretty bright. And if you notice, this is a pretty big one, and this now actually becomes a 6.9 inch screen. So again, if you want that big experience, you can definitely open this up and use it. Again, this one also, again, it's the same 165 Hertz refresh rate that you're getting, and this is that flexible screen. And if you notice, let me just go back over here. If you use the phone straight like this crease is actually not that visible, I would say, to be very frank. But yeah, if you just tilt it to extreme angles like this or something, yes, then only you will notice the screen. So among the other flippables, I would say the crease that you get on this is actually very minimal that I have noticed. Again, according to Motorola, they have actually really worked on the hinge, and now they say that you can put it in any form like this, and it will stay. And the hinge has become more durable. According to Motorola, they say you can open it and shut it like this 6 lakhs times. So that's what it is. The fingerprint sensor is here on this one. It's a side mounted one, and it's very responsive. If you notice, you just tap and it just unlocks. So I didn't have any problem. Also, in terms of the button quality and everything, very solid. So in terms of that, I don't have a problem. Again, if you look at the back, this is typical Motorola, that Motorola is using that that vegan leather finish. So that's what it is, and it gives actually a good grip to the device. It doesn't slip out of your hand. So that way, I would say it's actually doing a good job. And let me just open up the device, and you just unlock the internal camera. The selfie camera is a 32 megapixel. In fact, guys, here are all the specs, and as expected, all the features are there, like NFC, even wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, all the specs that you expect. In terms of IP rating, it is IPX8 rated. Another small thing that I've noticed is that the haptic feedback is also done well on this one. Again, I'm actually using it with my primary SIM, that is Airtel, and 5G I was getting out of the box. I had no problems regarding the reception. The what do you say, call quality as expected was also very good. And again, the phone is not very wide, though it's a 6.9 inch when you open, but it's very comfortable to hold like this. So that is something that I have noticed. And again, as I've told you, the outer screen is actually, that's the trump card, I would say, for this phone for me personally, because small stuff you don't actually have to open up your, let's say, even browsing, you're doing browsing or something, let's say economic times or something. And yeah, as you can see, you get the keyboard, I can make it full screen, and you can do that small browsing etc also directly from here. So that actually works. In terms of functionality, the processing power, here it is having the Snapdragon 8H Gen 3 SoC, and again, it's too early to comment about the battery life. It has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, and I would say the battery life is pretty decent. Maybe I'm actually getting pretty good battery life because for past 1.5 days I've started using this outer screen a lot more on this one. But one thing I do not like, and I hope Motorola changes this. If I go to the battery stats, and I go to battery usage, it's giving me all this, but it's actually not showing me the SOT values. Earlier Moto phones used to actually show us the SOT values, so they should bring that back. But battery life definitely, I would say, was good on this smartphone. I didn't have to charge it by the evening or something like that. The amount of customization that we have, even for the external display, of course you can change the lock screen of the external home screen, you can change the panels, you can change the apps, the sleep display, as I've told you, I have enabled that always on, you can disable. So again, even for the outer screen, not only for the inner screen, you have full level of customization. Also, the in-hand feel is actually good. It feels good in hand if you have used a flip phone. I feel the weight balance, I just don't recall the exact weight, but the weight balance of the phone is done well. And I would say the amount of software tweaking that they have done is very good. In fact, if you're buying this phone, go to this Moto app, what it is here, and go to the personalize and all these things, and here you will have so many options to use it. And of course, the Moto gestures are still there on this phone. For example, that double chop for the flashlight, twist to open the camera, and all those things, those are still there. As you can see, these are the shortcuts that are there. Also, the hinge, I feel the opening of the hinge is very smooth now. There is no friction or anything, and as I've told you, you can stand it in any position. And of course, now coming to the camera, I'll show you the samples, but another thing is that you can use this camera in both ways. You can use it as a selfie camera also, as well as the rear facing camera. If you want to use it with selfie, you just open it like this, and as you can see, you get it. And you can use this volume button like this to use the shutter, and you can click this to actually move between the modes and stuff like this. For example, this is the portrait mode, and of course you can open it up and use the regular camera also like this. Of course, we also have the front facing camera like this with the traditional. Here I would say you have a lot more functionality because you can just move it like this and frame yourself better. I feel this is great if you're using video calls or stuff like that, Zoom calls or something like that. Just you can prop it up and use it like that. You don't have to hold the phone and all those things. So those are there. But let me actually now show you some of the camera samples that I have taken with this device. Let's start with some outdoor shots, and you actually get this natural background blur very easily, and the pictures come out to be very sharp. These were taken in indoor lighting conditions, and here also, as you can see, the pictures came out actually good. These pictures were taken just before the sunset, and this is that 1x, this was 2x zoom, and this was that 4x. Now these shots were taken at the night and very dull lighting, and here also it did a good job. I feel the skin tones are produced well with this smartphone. These were shots taken in the normal mode, and here I invoke the portrait mode. Default it goes to 2x zoom in that portrait mode. This I'm recording with the main camera, and I've actually set it to 4K, and as you can see we have some steps, so let's just climb over there because it has OIS and it says that it does some good stabilization. At least in the preview it looks stable. Again, I'm climbing the stairs, as you can see, and within the video as you can see, it looks pretty stable. You can use the zoom. This is the 2x zoom, and also we have the 4x zoom within the video. So this is what it is doing. Let me go back to the 1x zoom. So this is what it is. So this is a quick sample recorded with the rear facing camera in 4K. Guys, now I'm recording this video with the cover screen and using the main 50 megapixel camera. You can easily actually do that using the cover screen, and this is a sample of that, and this is also being recorded in 4K. And now here is a quick sample recorded with the front facing camera, that is the 32 megapixel front facing camera, and here also we can actually record it in 4K. So this is a quick sample with that. So guys, this is the Moto Razr 50 Ultra smartphone. What do you guys feel about the same? I have to say, initial impressions are actually very positive with this smartphone, and I would say the big game changer for me is that this outer screen. They have actually increased the size to 4-inch and made it even more functional, I would say. So overall, my impressions are pretty good. Initial impressions are pretty good with this device. And now coming to the pricing, this one, the main price, the MRP is almost 1 lakh. That's 99,900 something, almost 1 lakh. But as of now, initially they are giving 5,000 off flat, so it's 95. But if you use a credit card, again 5,000 you get, so you get it for 90,000. And yes, I feel they could have been a little bit more aggressive, but the fact is that they are also bundling a proper TWS that is tuned by Bose, also has advanced features like active noise cancellation. And also remember guys, they are not selling the base variant that generally comes with 8 GB of RAM with 256 GB of storage. You are getting the 12 GB RAM variant with 512 GB of storage. So yes, it's a good phone, but yeah, the pricing could have been slightly aggressive, but still I would say this might be one of the most advanced flip form factor smartphone for this year. Let's see if that's true or not. But what do you feel about this Razr 50 Ultra? Do let me know in the comment section below. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.